We have a 7-step process. I'm not going to give all 7 to you today because we really just don't have time. But I'm going to give you what I call the primary 4 of that 7. And the first one is, everything has a label, right? So the first one is called download. Preferably, we'd like to see the discipline that says at the end of every week, so let's just say on a Friday, you summarize that week for yourself. You could assess that week for yourself, but then you lay everything out that you know is a to-do for the next week. So at the end of every week, you plan the next week. Second point, at the end of every day, you plan the next day. So as you enter that week, I don't know, Friday at 5, 6, whatever, your last step of the day is to assess your week, and you download. You literally begin to write down everything that is still open to do. You could say for the next week, you could even go for like the next 2 weeks, depending on the size of the task, okay? But download's really important. Here's why the download is so important. When we carry stuff up here in this thing, on our shoulders, without spilling it out, it contaminates our attention levels. It actually turns out to be random distractions because then we go, oh, I forgot about that. How could I forget about that? And then we get distracted. So dump it. Get it on a piece of paper. I have talked to so many people and clients who have engaged in this step alone that I would say, how are you feeling? Well, after that download thing, they'll say, I'm feeling fabulous. I mean, I've never had so much clarity entering a week before. So do the download. At the end of every week and at the end of every day, you plan the next. Okay, we got that? Now, there's a lot of different mechanisms you can use. Maybe I'm an old timer. I don't know. I still have a day timer. And I use that day timer every night, every day, every Friday as I go into the next week to plan out my next week and my next day. Okay, next step. Okay, here's a tough one. So you make your famous list. Now you got to rank the items on that list. What should I actually be working on first, second, third, etc.?